Bastard Bonds is a really cool game and easily one of my favorites. Take the old tactics games, but tone down the statistical play and introduce fun base management and streamlined character progression. It may sound simple on the box, but it possesses all the depth necessary to keep anyone engaged in it. You take the role of your own protagonist, a prisoner alleged of a crime which you can choose whether or not you're guilty of. Choices during character creation affect unique traits to your character, and while you're given free rein on how to adjust your stats, you're almost always suggested to become a combat-oriented character. Originating from Crest, all prisoners from your nation are banished to Lakat, home to well-toned oiled men, cannibalistic lesbians, and kink-accepting orcs, as well as all manner of ravenous beasts and eldritch abominations. The story starts with you escaping from your captivity with the help of a random companion. You escape together and make it a task to try and sail from the island to make your way over to the nation of the orcs, where lawbreakers and renegades are more welcome than they are shunned. You meet with companions along the road who each have their own backstory and stats. Your troop can consist of any number of different people, up to 50 of them, all ranging with different crimes and alignments associated with them. You can even make your own characters and have them appear in your game, enabling you to create the perfect party if you so desire. Later on, you're even able to recruit enemies during combat to join your cause, and eventually you'll have the ability to enslave monsters to do your bidding, ranging from the common hobgoblin-looking motherfuckers, skinless gimps, to celestial bodies of fire and earth. If you're truly depraved, you can make an entire army out of monster girls. Come on, there's other reasons to play. Gameplay consists of adventuring on a map, discovering new locales and interesting hotspots in your journey to the four corners of the island. While exploring the different zones, you'll encounter fights that turn the game into a grid turn-based strategy game. Combat is handled through a turn order, of which you can affect, and revolves around you positioning your units and killing your enemy while preserving yourself as much as possible. Just as a warning, if your main character perishes, then you lose and have to restart the zone you're in. Combat is incredibly basic, in that you only have a few options each turn of what to do. Moving, attacking, defending, or using an item. Wherein the beauty of all this lies is in the game's unique mechanic, Risk. Risk is the meat of the combat in this game. Take the concept of the action point economy from something like Dungeons & Dragons and implement it as a core mechanic. To be more powerful, you want to act more, at a risk. How it works is during your turn, you're allowed to do a single action. If you want, however, you might enter risk mode and perform this action with the possibility of being able to do another action in the same turn. What this will do is allow you to chain together multiple moves within a short amount of time to do, say, massive damage to an enemy or moving about the field very quickly. The player is able to abuse this, and so is the enemy. But the drawback is as your risk meter fills up, you have a chance to fumble on your next action. When fumbled, you can no longer operate during that turn, and you take increased damage from enemy attacks. Essentially, can you play your risk up enough in order to see combat handled more efficiently, or will it bite you in the ass and end up getting someone killed? There are other fun quirks in the game. Alignment plays a role in and out of combat. Taking a hot note from Shin Megami Tensei, having people of the same alignment increases your chances of victory during combat, by enabling you to have a lesser chance of fumbling during a risk action. The more your team is synergetic with each other, the stronger you'll be. Likewise, having a team that doesn't agree with each other's viewpoints leaves you completely crippled and at the mercy of the enemies. The world of Bastard Bonds is cool as hell, combining all the stereotypical fantasy elements with a surreal grim vibe, all based on a single lone island. It would make for a great RPG setting on pen and paper. The atmosphere the game provides is top-notch, and the graphic design, being beautifully articulated sprite work, holds massive charm within itself. You might be stuck creating your own character for a while, but if none of that fancies your boat, you can import your own sprites in place for your characters. The music work is superb, many areas having very appropriate music to set tones to keep you on the edge during the risky exploration of the many different dangerous expeditions. It's music that you can listen to outside of the game, which makes it all the better that you can purchase the soundtrack separately from the game. You grow accustomed to all the nice listening you're subjected to. The soundworks also provide their own unique charm, many of them representing older retro bit sound effects you'd expect from things like the Super Nintendo. It's a humorous clash to compare all of the grimdark theatrical elements coupled with quirky and cheeky bleeps and bloops, but it all remains incredibly satisfying to hear. The storyline is linear for the most part. There are a few events you can intervene and affect the outcomes of, but in general, you're pretty set on your path. Additional side quests are available, but there is no quest log. It's down to you whether or not you think something is worth investigating. The game doesn't hide too much from you, so going in blind won't punish you for your first playthrough, and you're likely to succeed. One odd particular thing to note, however, is a certain setting in the options known as difficulty progression. You're given the option of having the level of zones based off of the average level sum of your companions or having it based entirely on your leader's level. You can change this at any time, and it can seemingly make the game a lot easier if you choose to have it be party-based after being leader-based for a while. My personal suggestion is to be leader-based. The flow of the game is much better as you're not painstakingly forced to have all of your members stay within your level all of the time. In summary, this game is really fucking good. Well worth the asking price. This game is perfect for a single playthrough or if you just want to go batshit crazy making your most insane party possible. You should get this game if you want a unique indie gem that calls back to the old classics with its own unique twist. This is one jail sentence you'll actually enjoy.